President Biden has welcomed Kenya's president to the White House for a 3-day state visit. William Ruto is the first leader of an African country to receive the honor of a state visit since 2008.
Hello there. So today let's focus on Kenya, right? So there's a story that is making headlines and it's getting Kenyans excited, right? So the story is that the Kenyan president is on a 3-day state visit to the United States. And this makes him the first president to receive this important invitation to the US in the last kind of 12 years, right? Because the last time an African president received a state visit in the US was in the year 2008, and that was John Kufuor, the president of Ghana. And after that time, more than 14 years, no other African president has received a state visit. And to those who do not know, a state visit means that the government in the US stops all, business so that they can designate that particular day to receive these important guests. So the Speaker of the Congress, the House of Representatives, the Cabinet, the government stops every business of the day because of that important event. As opposed to when African presidents go to the US, that is called as an official visit, which means it's only the office of the president that meets this president, and other people like the Senate, the Congress, and the ministers, the cabinet, they go on their business as usual. So there's a difference. So a state visit is very important, and Kenya has received this, and it's very important to them. And on top of that, the US wants to designate Kenya as a major non-NATO ally. A major non-NATO ally. And this is a very important title because there are only 18 countries out of 172 countries in the world that are major non-NATO allies to the United States. Of course, if you remove the NATO countries. So a major non-NATO country means that these are countries the US considers to have the same strategic security pact with them, but they are not part of NATO. And these are countries like Brazil. We have countries like Saudi Arabia, countries like Qatar, Israel. In Africa, we have Egypt, Tunisia, and Morocco, only 3 of them. And now Kenya will be the 4th country and the first one in sub-Saharan Africa to be a major non-NATO ally of the United States. And basically what this means is that going forward, Kenya can now purchase sophisticated and classified American weapon system, assuming they can afford it. For example, after they are designated, Kenya can give an order for F-16s. Previously, they were not supposed to have those ones. If you look in Africa, only Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia have F-16s. So that's because they are major non-NATO ally. The US doesn't just sell weapons to anyone because they also have to trust you that you are not going to leak the secrets of those kind of system to other countries they consider adversaries like China. So that's why they designate you as a major non-NATO ally, and they partner with you when it comes to defense. So that is what is going to happen to Kenya. And according to this article, because of that, Kenya is going to receive 16 helicopters, military helicopters. And also on top of that, there are about 8 or 6 other helicopters that South Korea donated to Kenya because of this gesture, right? So those ones were in the US undergoing refurbishment, and South Korea have decided that 6 of them have to go. Instead of going back to South Korea, they should go to Kenya. So that is what it means. And what it also means is that Kenyan troops will now continue getting trained on weapons, the US system weapons and the NATO weapon systems, right? And they're going to get a lot of donations from other countries that are part of this group, right? But on the downside, it means that Kenya cannot buy weapons from countries that the US considers adversaries or competitors. For example, Kenya cannot buy fighter jets from China, or they cannot buy fighter jets or air defense systems from Russia. So from the time they are designated, going forward, it means they cannot buy weapons from Russia or weapons from China. It's over for them. But they'll be getting donations from the US. That's what it means. And besides these 16 helicopters they are getting, they're also getting 150 armored vehicles, very important and very sophisticated armored vehicles, unlike any other in the region. So the vehicles are designated M1117 Guardian in the US. And the other country that got these vehicles in the recent times is Ukraine. They got 250 of them, and they've proven to be very capable in the war with Russia there. So Kenya is getting 150 of these M1117 vehicles. So that's what they're getting. And they're also getting a highway constructed for them from Nairobi to Mombasa by US companies. So they're getting a lot of goodies. And you may be asking yourself, why? Why is Kenya getting all this attention? Why is Kenya being treated this way? So the reason for this nice and, very honorable treatment is because of Haiti.
And he volunteers to save Haiti's 11 million citizens. Gangs overrunning the country while the prime minister had gone to Kenya to seal a deal for an international policing force.
The US considers Haiti as a major problem that is next door from its border, very close to its border. And previously Haiti was colonized by the French, and after they kicked out the French, France made it its duty to go internationally undermining Haiti. That's why Haiti has very few embassies, if any. And after the French, the US didn't like Haiti being a black country very close to its border, so they've always meddled into their internal affairs. Previously, we've had cases where they were involved in government coups in Haiti, overthrowing governments in Haiti. The CIA was doing that. And they were also sponsoring opposition that is friendly to the US to try to win election in Haiti, and so on, to the point that Haiti is where it is today because of what the United States kept doing to Haiti. And now what we have is a failed state. There are no institution there. The judiciary is there, but no one takes them seriously, right? And when you look at other institutions like government, it's non-existent at the moment. They don't have schools, they don't have medical facilities. All those things have collapsed. So it's a failed state, right? And they currently have less than 5,000 police officers, half of them still affiliated with gangs. So they don't actually have a police force, right? And now the US has been trying for quite a long time to bring order in Haiti. The last time they tried to go there with their own troops, the whole country united to fight these, what they called invaders. They don't like Americans there. So they all united, including the victims and the gangs and everyone, the opposition and the government said they ganged up, they came together because of one common enemy, the Americans. So they kicked them out, despite America sending close to 35,000 troops there. So that's what happened in the 90s. And from that time, the UN tried to send Nepalese together with the Brazilians. They didn't like this one either, because you remember Nepal went there and actually infected the Haitian with diseases. Cholera was first introduced there by troops from Nepal. You can read that somewhere. Now they want Kenya. Kenya is a country of black people. Maybe black could easily sell in Haiti. It's also an African country, which means the Haitian population will not show animosity towards them, will not be ganging up together to fight them. So that's what they think. It's an experiment, right? And as I'm making this video, the US is currently constructing military bases, using reinforced concrete like the bases they had in Afghanistan. They've learned, from Afghanistan to build these important bases that cannot easily be breached by the gangs or civilians, right? And these bases is where Kenya is going to send their first batch of police or special police officers to Haiti, 1,000 of them, and they'll be joined by 200 other police officers from countries like the Bahamas, I think, and others, I think, is the St. Kitts or Antigua, one of those countries. And Jamaica is sending 200 of their own police officers to work with the Kenyans. The reason being that the Kenyans only understand English, right? They do not speak French, and I'm not saying everyone in Haiti speaks French. they do not understand the Haitian patois or the Creole or the slang language there, which came out of French and the local languages. So they don't understand that. But it's believed that people from Bahamas could be able to understand this language, and they'll be acting as interpreters and translators for the Kenyans. And Kenya is going to receive a lot of money for this from the US and then from the United Nations Security Council, the UN. The US has pledged close to $540 million, which is a lot of money. And then they continue adding that, or, rallying members of the UN Security Council to allocate money to the Kenyans who are trying to do a good work in Haiti. So that's why Kenya is getting all this attention, because Joe Biden wants to really solve the problem of Haiti. And the other issue is that on a daily basis, close to 3,000 Haitian, between 3 to 5,000 Haitian citizens are crossing the border from Mexico to the US as the illegal migrants, because the situations and the condition in Haiti are so deplorable. Almost every Haitian wants to go to the US, and the US wants to basically avoid this, because they feel that if they don't do something about it, in the next 5 or 10 years, half of the Haitian population will be in the US as illegal migrants. So they're trying to stop that, to see whether they can stabilize the government in Haiti. And that's why they are doing all these things to Kenya.